This is your morning Buzzcast for Friday, September 19th. I'm Abe Madcore. A very beneficial few days at AXS DRIVE presented by Sports Business Journal. You've heard about the key takeaways from my colleagues over the past few days. A lot of trends about what teams and what venues are wrestling with. A lot of discussion about new revenue streams, improving the fan experience, utilizing technology, and understanding the true behaviors of your fan base. And while there was so much discussion about premium, I get it. I was also pleased to have some dialogue about maintaining affordability for the average sports fan. I always believe a team's hardcore fans, the true fan base, are the ones who stretch the most financially to get to games and spend on merchandise and concessions. Teams must keep those fans in focus and have affordable options, yet special experiences for them. Most of us who work in the sports business, yes, we are spoiled with access. But you look around a game and you see what my old friend would call the biscuit makers, the people who work hard all day. And these games are their fun, their escape. We can't lose sight of that fan base. So what else did you miss if you weren't there? Well, attendees loved the extensive renovations to Crypto.com Arena in downtown Los Angeles. They were, of course, blown away by their tour of the Intuit Dome. And it was a first for many going to Dodger Stadium. And everyone who went there for the first time raved about its setting and its grand, majestic vibe. So look for more from AXS DRIVE on sportsbusinessjournal.com, my forum email, which is released Sunday morning, and our behind-the-scenes newsletter from the conference that will go out later today on Friday. And it's always fun to sit with Stan Kasten, who is, of course, the CEO of the Dodgers and leads the Professional Women's Hockey League. He said the two expansion franchises in Seattle and Vancouver for the PWHL are already leading the Women's Hockey League in season ticket sales, so these expansion markets will be a huge hit. Both teams begin play this upcoming season and are well north of 5,000 ticket deposits. Kasten said the league in every market has sold more season tickets than last year, another strong indicator of the growth of women's hockey. He also predicted the Women's Hockey League would be expanding again sooner than most thought, because he said the demand is there from the cities in North America and the player pool is very talented and deep. So the bottom line is more growth for the Professional Women's Hockey League. Let's move on. An SBJ cover story by my colleague Joe Lemire recently looked at the technology behind officiating calls and how that works and how it can be improved. I frankly find most of today's replay reviews for pro sports and college sports too long. It causes the game to lose momentum, drags out games. I know they're working on it, they're trying to make it faster, but they still haven't nailed it. Now, I will say, I did admire how the ACC opened its video review control room to the media and to fans. And last week, when I watched the Clemson-Georgia Tech game on Saturday, I found that to be very insightful, clear, quick, and very transparent, especially during a critical play late in the game. I believe it was the fourth quarter, where they went to the ACC replay center and they changed a call, and it was, again, quick, concise, clear, and very transparent. So the ACC has been first, allowing viewers to watch and listen to replay reviews in select games this season. And beginning this weekend, they will be joined by the Big 12. So the Big 12 will provide viewers the opportunity to watch replay reviews from the conference's replay center for its broadcasts on Fox and ESPN and TNT. Now, what this could mean? Other leagues could adopt this. So keep your eye on this trend. Watch how clear, concise, and transparent the process is, and watch how quick it can be and how it can be improved so that games do not lose the momentum and get dragged out for too long. But replay reviews are improving and becoming more transparent. Let's shift to MLS because very positive news for soccer, because reports are that Lionel Messi and Inter Miami are close to a contract deal that would keep Messi with the club into at least 2026 and possibly beyond. This would be very good news, not just for Major League Soccer, where Messi is such a business driver, but also, of course, for Inter Miami, as the team really wants him playing when its new stadium near the Miami airport opens next year. He will drive massive increase in ticket and premium hospitality sales at this new venue. This new venue for Inter Miami has a lot of positive buzz around it for its design, its structure, its setup, and so it looks to be one of the more anticipated new venue openings in 2026. And let's face it, the soccer world needs and wants Messi playing for as long as possible. And with Lionel Messi, you know he plays hard, he wants to win. This is no slacker retirement league for him. He comes to compete every night, and you can see that in the way he takes the pitch, and it's good if he sticks around for as long as possible. People know I love my tennis, and the Laver Cup, that is the self-proclaimed Ryder Cup of tennis, begins today, Friday, at San Francisco's Chase Center. It's the third time this event has come to the United States, first time since 2021 when it was at the TD Garden in Boston. So the tournament has sold out all sessions at the Chase Center all weekend. It has a number of premium clubs that have been sold out, has 22 corporate sponsors, headlined by its founding partner, Rolex. So you see a bunch of singles and doubles competition. This is, of course, Team Europe, which is Carlos Alcaraz, coached by Yannick Noah, against Team World. That is coached by Andre Agassi, and you have American players like Taylor Fritz. So I have had some people tell me the Laver Cup is the best event in terms of drama they've ever been to. So I expect the Bay Area to come out in force and be a very good venue for tennis this weekend. The Laver Cup, which is the brainchild of Roger Federer, all this weekend at the Chase Center. Let's end the Buzzcast around motorsports. First, RFK Racing has found its new president in well-known sports business executive Chip Bowers, giving this organization, co-owned by Fenway Sports Group, an experienced commercial operator who gets his first full-time role in motorsports. So Chip Bowers will replace Steve Newmark. Steve Newmark, of course, went to the athletic department at the University of North Carolina. Bowers officially starts on Monday. RFK Racing spoke to several executives inside and outside of NASCAR. CAA Executive Search handled the process, and Chip Bowers has a strong record on the business side of sports. He was recently president of the agency Elevate. Previously, he had stints with the Marlins, the Warriors, the Magic, the Supersonics when they were in Seattle, and the Padres. He knows sponsorship and the commercial landscape very well. And that is critical as NASCAR teams continue to look to grow revenue. And I'm sure that Chip Bowers is studying up all he can on motorsports, especially NASCAR, its history, its policies, its rules, its culture, but he will certainly bring a fresh set of eyes and new ideas to motorsports, which many believe motorsports could use more of. And finally, Apple F1, they are already discussing a sequel to their summer hit F1, which starred Brad Pitt and surpassed $600 million worldwide in August. It's the highest grossing Apple film of all time and the highest grossing sports movie ever made. So discussions already happening about a sequel. So my 4 takeaways of today's Buzzcast are, number 1, it's always good To bring a new outside perspective to sports, NASCAR's RFK Racing is getting that in Chip Bowers, a longtime stick and ball executive who will shift to motorsports and lead that racing team. Number 2, the PWHL continues to build its business, and the early word is that their 2 expansion markets, Seattle and Vancouver, starting this year, will be very strong launches and big successes. Number 3, could the work of the ACC and soon the Big 12 in pulling the curtain back on decision-making on replays portend a shift in how all other leagues add transparency and speed to the process? And perhaps the most important takeaway from Drive was the focus on starting to learn fans' behaviors in the building. How loud does a fan cheer? What did they eat? What did they buy? When did they arrive? All these data points are going to be accumulated in an effort to increase personalization and more specific, targeted marketing to each individual fan. Those are the 4 takeaways for today's Buzzcast for Friday, September 19th. I'm Abe Madcore. Thanks for listening. Stay healthy. Be good to each other. I'll speak to you next week.